Just to the King and Meghan Markle. Life's a jam. Well, according to her. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have you ordered that jam yet? No, come on. Be serious. Do you know the thing that I find odd about that jam? I've got to be honest is, who wants jam in a box? You only want jam on a scone or a piece of toast or some nice warm buttered crusty bread, making you hungry now, aren't I? But you know what I mean? That's how I don't understand. Apparently it's a souvenir box. A souvenir of what? What would you do with it? I mean, if you're a bloke, you'll keep some rusty nails maybe in your hut in it. But I don't know what women would use that for because it's not washable. Yeah, odd, isn't it? I wanted to highlight this particular story to you because it's really, the way this has taken a different turn. It was a story that I wrote originally on the Fox News website. You can see it here. And it was all about how Meghan, or one member of her team over in Montecito, California, had decided, of course, to send over a complimentary box of jam to Clarence's house, presumably for His Majesty the King, maybe for some of the servants that apparently, or royal courtiers that she fell out with during a short tenure over here as a peace offering. Who knows? Now, you may have seen the story, but it literally started on that site. Of course, as many people know, a lot of people lift the stories that I do and suddenly they become their own and become their own debate. But as ever, and I can say this, that's exactly where the story originated from an excellent source. So why did Meghan decide to, send this over there? Well, apparently it wasn't the only complimentary box that she sent inside royal circles. Oh, no. And apparently the reason behind this was simply that she, and this is a very strange thing, isn't it? When you look at her and Harry, they clearly want patting on the head a lot for many simple things, some people might suggest. And Meghan herself, you see, saw herself as a short time inside the monarchy as something of a trailblazer, an entrepreneur, that sort of thing. I told you previously how she wanted to modernise the monarchy and felt that at points, perhaps people should be charged to attend the Troop in the Colour. Yeah, and you could go into the inner circle. She didn't understand, or whether she cared or not, exactly how this would pan out. And, what next? A raffle ticket to stand on the balcony at Buckingham Palace? But this was Meghan's idea of monetisation. We've seen this develop even further now, all thanks, of course, to her Instagram click-on accounts. But according to the source, Meghan really wanted sort of affirmation, whatever you want to call it, a pat on their head, recognition from King Charles, because apparently, according to her, when they had a lot of deep and meaningful conversations previously, he apparently was inspired by her many ideas about exactly how business ran and thought this was, a very, very shrewd, intelligent woman. I kid you not. So her, according to that source, sending the box was to say, look, we may have discussed this, we may have discussed various ideas that I had with my other site, The Tig, but I made it happen. And according to that source, she wasn't looking for public recognition, but apparently private recognition in the form of perhaps a letter or some sort of missive back. As you know, His Majesty the King is currently battling his own health problems while keeping up a full schedule of demanding royal engagements. One might suspect if he was going to pick jam, it might be from his own personal range, Highgrove, or indeed the nearby Buckingham Palace shop. But as ever, Meghan remains optimistic. And I just wanted to clear that up so that people understood exactly where that story came from, the origins, and really the reasonings behind it. Do you think Meghan's right to look for some sort of self-congratulatory... Take two. Do you think Meghan's right to look, say, for some form of, well, shall we call it a pat on the head from His Majesty the King, given the way that she's treated him and his family? Or indeed, should he let bygones be bygones and perhaps smooth things over, even with her own jam or spread? Either way, it's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.